So not a bad spot to camp here.
The Gunbower Island's a great little spot to ride, and it runs between the Gunbower Creek and the Murray River. So we'll do that loop today. If you're planning that trip out into the Mallee, or perhaps even looking at crossing over to New South Wales, this is the starting point, Kerang Motel. So today we're riding around the Gunbower Island. There's a track like this that follows the creek, called Creek Track, and on the other side there's River Track that follows the Murray. In between there's a heap of little tracks like that. Now this is a good little campsite. This one in particular is a good one. My nephew stayed here a while back, down from Queensland. Anyway, they thought that tree was the perfect thing to use for a jumping platform. Absolute lunatics. Now the Gunbower Forest gets environmental water out of the Gunbower Creek through regulators into the old natural watercourses. And if you're up here and you see that they flooded the forest via these natural watercourses, it's well worth finding tracks that take you out through those little creeks because it's quite spectacular. Okay, now this is Treetops Camp just on the Gunbower Creek. You'll see here there's a little log hut that you can hire. It's got a kitchen, it's got plenty of room, it's got air conditioning, it's got toilets and showers there, and it's a great little spot to come if you've got a group of people and you want to ride around the Gunbower Island. Here's another one of those regulators putting water from the Gunbower Creek into the forest. And this one's open, so it looks like they've only just started watering, but you can get an idea of just how quickly the forest responds. You can see how it's much greener. Now we're about 25 k's from Koondrook. I'm just sneaking into Cohuna. Alright, so there's the old sawmill. Just got to get through here. And let's see what they've done. Oh yeah, that might be right. Now we're nearly in Cohuna. We'll just sneak quietly through these people's backyard. It's not really their yard, but anyway, we don't want to upset them. Alright, we'll just sneak through this little gate. They won't mind. Now I've mentioned showgrounds before. This is the showgrounds in Cohuna. Now there's a whole heap of places you can camp here, but if you're stuck and you're looking for a bit of shelter, hey, there you go. It's got water, it's got toilets. You know, if you're stuck, it wouldn't be a bad spot to be stuck. Now, yeah, just sneak past here. They won't mind. They're pretty friendly. I wouldn't do this often. And here's Cohuna. It's a beautiful little town. People from Cohuna are pretty proud of their little town, but they're also very welcoming, so it is a good spot to stop. Alright, now we'll just sneak back out to where we belong, back out on the island. Now there's a mob of emus for you. Pretty common out here out on the island, but they can be a hazard when you're on a bike. Look out for them. you something just here. When you're travelling along these tracks, you'll see there's sections where there's big puddles, and the temptation is to go through them. But look at the depth of that. When you get into them, it's like you've ridden into a bike rack. So always look for the way round. Those dry wheel ruts I showed you before, that's what they look like when they've got water in them. Go round them if you can. So this is Torrumbarry Weir. We can't get in there today, but if you go back from here, there's a track that runs, it'll take you nearly all the way through to Echuca. You wouldn't know it, but I'm only about 3 k's out of Koondrook. Why wouldn't you camp here? Big tank modifications on adventure motorcycles. Everybody does them, righto? Think about it. The bike you bought probably had a range between 200 to 300 kilometres. Now have a look at a map. I bet you're within 200 to 300 kilometres of a service station in 90% of Australia. Think of that.